Now Emma and Ray are still trying to figure out what they're going to do now. Now that Norman is actually gone, which they could still do in the escape plan, but Ray actually told Emma there's two things they need to worry about. The first is Isabella's watchful eye, which she's actually going to watch their every move and know what they're actually is planning. So she's actually still going to find out where they are and what they're planning, because when we last seen with Emma, Isabella told her to give up, in which she's not going to give up, and we're actually going to see how she's going to come up with a new plan. The second is the wall, which we now know is a cliff, and they're going to find something to get over the cliff because they cannot actually climb down the cliff. And then Ray actually thought of a new plan himself, which he actually uh, actually have cans of lighter fluid, which they actually use to light up their lamps, and they actually have a whole, I would say about 10 or 15 cans or six, and he actually sprayed one of them all over the floors. So he actually is going to start a fire, and then he actually going to do so. But then he actually emptied one of them all by himself, and then he actually have lit a match, which he's actually going to set himself on fire so Emma and the others can escape. Then he actually going to say thank you, Emma, and goodbye, which he's about to kill himself in the house rather to be shifted. So he actually put the match down the floor while Emma tried to catch it. Meanwhile, we actually seen Isabella tucks the younger kids into their cribs and actually head back, which is struck midnight when we seen her say it's Ray's final day to be shifted. But we seen how Isabella heard someone crying, and then we actually seen in the dining hall of she's smelling the fire actually blazing as Emma crying out for Ray, as we seen her getting the extinguisher as she told Gilda to take the younger kids outside, and she also told Emma to run and while she tried to extinguish the fire, and she also wondered why the sprinklers actually isn't working. But when she turned around, Emma's actually gone. She actually used her tracker to find Emma, but we seen her running around, and then she actually found something that was actually wrong. She actually found a piece of Emma's left ear that was cut off, with her tracking device still inside. Then we realized she actually wondered what the kids are wearing, and she actually knows the kids are actually wearing the shoes they actually wear when they actually go outside in the daytime, as they actually went outside with backpacks, as Emma holding her ear with a bloodied cloth as they're getting ready to leave. We actually had earlier, before the fire begins, in which Emma catches the match, and then we actually seen her telling Ray that it wasn't the way to do it. Then we actually seen Tama and Lanny actually bring the supplies that Emma asked, in which we realize the escape plan is actually begins, which Emma told Ray that Norma left a note about Ray's about to kill himself by lighting himself on fire, and actually try to create a distraction to outsmart Isabella to let Emma and the other kids escape because he knew that he actually gonna let himself die while Emma is trying to escape with the other kids. But Emma snapped right back into his senses, and we actually see that the escape plan is already begun with actually slices of meat and Anna's braids. We actually can see that they begin their escape, and we actually realize Ray thought that plan was clever because earlier we seen Emma talking to Norman about the plan to tell the other kids, in which Gilda and Dawn had told four of them: Nate, Anna, Lanny, and Thelma. As they eavesdropping on Sister Grimm's door, they actually heard what they actually been hearing, and they actually knew they're gonna help Emma with the escape plan. As they grab up supplies, food, and clothes, they actually realized they began their escape. As they head to the wall, they actually seen how big it is as they getting ready to climb over. And back in the house where everything is burning, we see Isabella left historically, and they actually, and we seen how try to see how they actually got in the fire. But we actually seen how Phil was the only one still remains while she actually grabs hold of Isabella's nightgown. Now, I actually like Emma's escape plan and the escape plan that actually begins. Now, I've actually am happy that that plan actually works, but I don't actually like how Ray's plan of setting himself on fire and killing himself to let the others escape wasn't the best way to do that. So I'm actually saying I love Emma's escape plan, and we're actually going to see how far they go to the forest, and hopefully on episode 12 that we're actually going to see that plan succeeded. So I cannot wait for it. So anyway, like this video, subscribe for more, and comment what you think about the episode. You guys can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and like my Facebook page. Until then, this is Anime Guys right here saying sign out. Laters!